Laura and James. Laura began to unpack her suitcase and wondered when her husband Sean would arrive. He surprised her with a cruise to the Bahamas to rekindle their marriage. Speaking of surprise, he only told her about it last night. All she had to do was pack her things. Sean took time off from her job and told both her parents. The only thing she failed to do in advance was call James her lover. Laura was glad that soon all this hiding and lying would end. Her affair with James is over. It's time, given the likelihood that she and Sean will have a child soon. However, she was glad that she was able to start an affair before the birth of the child. It was a one-time affair, the first and last, to confirm her attractiveness to other men. Thinking about it, she wondered why she had agreed to date James in the first place. He was handsome and charming, and sex was exciting at first, but there was no love. At one time she believed that there must be an element of love to justify having a lover. Now she was forced to admit that it was just lust. The sex was good, but definitely not worth risking her marriage. Thank God they were careful. Neither Sean nor James' wife Donna found out anything. It's better to end this now and not tempt fate anymore. Laura hoped Sean was being truthful when he said he was ready to have kids after the cruise. Having children was one, although not the main, reason for getting married. She wanted to become a mother so much. In her mind, she redecorated the guest room twice. Once for a boy, once for a girl. The best part of her life was about to begin. She was so happy. The sound of the key entering the door made Laura's heart tremble. She planned to greet Sean with the tightest hug and the most passionate kiss she could muster. When the door opened, she exhaled. "James, you can't come in. Sean will be here any minute." "Leave." "Laura," James shouted. "Laura, what are you doing here? Donna should be arriving soon. This is our cabin." Neither of them seemed to know what to do, other than tell the other to get out. After a few agonizing seconds, James hit himself on the head and said, "Oh shit. I understand now. This should be our cabin. Yours and mine." "What are you talking about? Do you not understand? They found out. For some reason your husband and my wife decided to take us on a lover's cruise. Perhaps as a parting gift to our marriages." "No, this can't be true. This doesn't make any sense. Sean told me that he had arranged this cruise and said that he would have to meet me late because of a last-minute business detail. He told me that this cruise was a way to strengthen our marriage and prepare for the birth of children." Donna told me the same thing, almost verbatim. Something about the way she said it to me sounded a little off. Now I know why. "You are sure? What if they show up?" "Show me your ticket." After studying the piece of paper, James explained, "Listen, we were booked in the same cabin. You can't wait to unpack if you want to see if Sean will come, but I think we're screwed. I'm calling Sean. This must be some crazy mistake." She dialed the number, but received nothing. The second attempt gave the same results. "Damn it, the phone company must still be updating them. That's why I didn't call you last night." "Who told you that phones don't work?" "Sean. Guess what Donna told me last night when I said I needed to call someone? The phones probably don't work because they cut us off from the phone plan. They knew we would try to call each other." "No, this can't be true. I was going to end our romance after the cruise. I need my husband and my marriage. I want to have children, Sean's children. Quickly, let's get off the ship. It is too late. The ship has already left the dock. We have a couple of days until our first port. I'll get off there and go home. I will beg him not to do anything stupid." "How will you get home?" "I'll catch the return flight." "How will you pay for this?" "Using a credit card, of course." "So, you're assuming our credit cards are valid?" I somehow didn't think about this. Of course he's not that mean. Go to the treasurer and see if you can withdraw anything from the card. I'll go with you and check mine too. Their trip to the treasurer confirmed James' prediction. Their credit cards were declined. They went online and discovered that half of their joint accounts had been cut off. ATM cards could provide access to joint accounts if they were not revoked. The treasurer allowed them to call the couple, but both received a message saying the number is no longer in service. "So, Laura, how much cash do you have?" "About $300. "At your place?" "About $250. "It doesn't look like we'll be doing any side trips. I think we're stuck for the rest of the cruise. I assume you have a return ticket. Eat. What should I do now? This will be the worst week of my life. How could I be so stupid? Well, we can enjoy the cruise. Nobody knows what awaits us. All I want is to cry and think about how to get my husband back." "Wonderful. I'll unpack and go see what I can do for free." "You don't think we'll live in the same cabin, do you?" "Laura, we've been having sex for several months when we thought our spouses didn't know anything. What's so special about sharing a room when they know?" Well, maybe Sean will be more lenient if I tell him that we didn't share a cabin on the cruise. You're really delusional. Good luck with this story. Laura and James shared a cabin and bed for the cruise. Laura agreed to snuggle with James on the nights he stayed in the cabin, but no sex. He found another woman who invited him to her cabin for a couple of nights. All Laura did was eat, sleep, cry, and prepare her speech when she saw Sean. She expressed optimism about Sean's forgiveness. James rolled his eyes instead of laughing at her naivety. Their luggage was taken by bus to the airport. On the way back, they sat next to each other. They hardly spoke. At the baggage claim counter in their hometown, James saw a man holding a sign with his and Laura's names written on it. The man said he was hired to drive them home. As soon as James and Laura got into the car, the driver handed each of them an envelope. You've been served. I thought you were the driver. And this, too. I was paid to drive you around and serve you. You should read letters from your spouses. I'll take you both to 1353 Westwood Avenue. This is my home, James said. What about the lady? I was told to take you both there. The answer may be in a letter. Each envelope contained a letter containing separate petitions for divorce. Laura and James, we hope you both enjoyed your cruise. If you thought that treating you two to a cruise was some kind of sign of affection, leave that thought behind. Sean, bought tickets for the cruise before I even found out about your cheating. They were non-refundable. After Donna and I got together to confirm the cuckolding of both of us, we came up with the idea of taking you two on a cruise. We needed time to get our affairs in order. We have a divorce lawyer in common, which would probably be a good idea for you too. At least it will be cheaper. Receiving the letter is the beginning of the 90-day separation. This will allow us all to get used to the fact that we are not married to our current spouses. Instead of having 4 houses, we decided that Donna would move in with me. Laura may move in with James. In case you were wondering, Donna and I didn't have a romantic relationship, not even revenge sex. It's not because Donna and I don't find each other attractive. This is because we don't feel like we should have sex with anyone else until we get divorced. What a strange concept. Don't be with anyone other than your spouse. I think I've heard this somewhere before. Oh yeah, our marriage vows. Or were they just marriage proposals for the two of you? The next 90 days of separation is what we propose to use to negotiate the division of assets. Donna took everything she wanted from her house. Most of it went into storage. Laura, all your things are in boxes and are at James' house. Oh, before I forget, there's something we didn't leave for any of you. All wedding photographs and albums were thrown away. If you need them, you can look for them at the city dump. Obviously, marriage didn't mean the same thing to you as it did to me. Please spare us the excuses from the trader's manual. There is no excuse for what you two did, and you did it over and over again. Forget about counseling, at least marriage counseling, unless you both think it will help your future marriage to each other. But there is one more thing to do with whether a cheater who marries a cheater can ever trust his or her spouse. We know we couldn't, so we don't need marriage counseling. We really need to talk about asset allocation. We did not ask for anything unusual in the petition. In general, 50-50 for me and Laura. Donna has a prenuptial agreement that prevents James from getting much. I see that half is unfair, but I can't expect anything better if we go to court. Is it fair for Laura to get half when she committed a crime and I didn't? There must be more serious consequences for the two of you. Otherwise, you may not feel punished. If you are not punished, you may believe that you will get away with it again, whether you get married or marry other people. Donna and I have been discussing what punishment to give you two for many hours now. By the way, James, that 20-year-old Scotch tape you kept is amazing. Sorry, but the bottle is now empty. Donna was very creative in her suggestions, but most of them were illegal. Here's where we stopped. Copies of photographs, videos, and recordings of the two of you in the throes of sexual bliss will be distributed to everyone in our families, schools, churches, neighborhoods, and everyone we know we can recall. Hope this got your attention. What we really want to do is increase your desire to resolve your divorce as quickly as possible. Some may regard our proposal as a threat or blackmail. We consider this an incentive. Communication. All future communications must be made through our attorneys. We both have new phone numbers that only our lawyers know. Our attorney's contact information is listed below. We propose holding 1 or 2 meetings at which we will try to smooth out any differences. There are things like insurance, real estate, loans, mortgages, alimony, etc. that can be transactions that we exchange rather than split in half. These sessions will be for asset calculations only. We do not expect excuses, apologies, explanations, or requests for forgiveness or advice. Donna and Sean. Laura was crying. The loss of her husband and the loss of his future children tormented her heart from the inside. James tried to console her. His depression did not go away until he saw his home. Boxes and boxes of Laura's belongings filled his living room. All of Donna's photographs, as well as most of her belongings, were missing. The first time he actually realized it was real. His wife left, and he was stuck with a woman he was only interested in when they were in bed. Laura gathered her basic things and clothes that she needed for a couple of days. Where's the guest bedroom? Guest bedroom? Darling, if you stay here, we will sleep in the same bed, and I don't just mean sleeping. I will be torn to shreds in a divorce. Donna's father made me sign a prenuptial agreement. Caught cheating? I get nothing. It's your fault I got caught. You owe me a lot more sex than you've given me so far. Why do you think it's my fault that they found out? It might as well have been you. We both considered ourselves cautious. I don't know how they found out. And you? I just know I was very careful. It does not change anything. You're either in my bed or outside the door. I chose the door. She collected some things and put them in the car. Sean at least brought the car to James' house. What are you going to do with my other things? I give you 72 hours, not a minute more. This should be wonderful. Laura paused and added, I regret my role in harming both of our marriages. I wish you good luck with your divorce. Having settled in a motel and having slept, Laura got ready for work. She looked forward to the daily routine to take her mind off her situation. Sean and Donna. Well, Donna, I think they're already back. How do you feel about what we did? Terrible and satisfying. I really don't want to put an end to my marriage, but I like that we didn't let them get away with it. It seems our marriages meant nothing to them. I feel like I've been fooled my entire married life. Well, probably not that long. As far as we know, they have only been together for a few months. Sean, do you think their desire to change began only a few months ago? I think their undying love for us started to die a few months after the honeymoon. If not, what happened that suddenly caused them to cheat? I understand your point of view. I still can't understand why she did it at all. I had no idea that she was anything other than a devoted wife and a woman willing to have children with me. Thank God I caught her before we had kids. It would be a real mess to go through a divorce when there is a child involved. Do you think James will fight the divorce or not? If I put up a prenuptial agreement, he'll probably challenge it. Otherwise, he will get almost nothing. He only brought about $10,000 into the marriage. Do you think photographs of them entering and leaving the motel room will be enough to prove adultery? On one hand, I really wish we had video of them actually having sex. On the other hand, I think a sex tape with them will fry my brain. These photographs will probably not be sufficient evidence, at least not on their own. I need Laura to testify for this to be a sure shot. I don't know. It sounds strange, but Laura has pretty high moral standards other than cheating on her husband. She could be cheating on me, but she could also be telling the truth about this affair. Can you talk to her for me? Maybe. Let's play by ear for now. You take care of your divorce, and I'll take care of mine. As far as I understand, there is no hurry. By the way, how long do you think you can put up with me here before you throw my skinny ass out of here? As far as I'm concerned, you can stay here as long as you want. I was surprised at how comfortable I felt living with you and how quickly we established a routine. I enjoyed our conversations and mutual comfort. Sean paused and smiled. And after a thorough examination, your ass is not skinny. Thank God you noticed. Now I don't have to put a testosterone supplement in your food. I tried my best to get some kind of lift from you. Every now and then, I need reassurance that I am still a desirable woman. I noticed, but please don't stop trying. Both smiled. More than a month passed before Sean and Laura agreed to meet. Because James had not seen any photographs, he disputed the claim of proof of adultery. Donna's divorce will take longer. Each of Sean and Laura's lawyers came with a list of negotiating points. Laura's lawyer was allowed to go first. My client requests that all checks and savings be divided equally between her and her husband. She offers to keep the car and give the loan to her. His name should be stricken from the title. In exchange, she offers to remove her name from the title of his car, and he will take out a loan. Both parties will purchase their own car insurance. As for the house, she suggests either selling it and splitting the equity, or he can buy it back and pay her half the equity, as suggested by a certified real estate appraiser. She will be excluded from the contract if he retains ownership. Sean's lawyer replied, "We have no problem with these conditions." Her husband decided to sell the house. He will put it up for sale within 90 days. What else does she want? Laura's lawyer spoke up. My client agrees to your terms only if your client talks to her privately for an hour. No, Sean spoke. Then my client requests that 12 counseling sessions be required. If your client withdraws, we will file a petition for alimony of $3,000 per month and loss of equity in the home. You know we can have both with the right judge. Sean's lawyer told him that local judges like to give counseling and allow his wife to stay in the house. While she probably won't get $3,000 a month in child support and a house, she'll probably get a lot more than he offered. The lawyer further advised Sean to accept the 1-hour deal and be glad that there were no worse demands. My client will give his wife 1 hour, provided that she signs the agreement in advance. Sean, would you be willing to talk to me instead of just sitting here? Sean was angry but agreed. He never lied to me. I accept. When Sean and Laura were alone, he told her, we'll be done at 3.32. I deserve it. You promised to listen to me. Sean nodded and stared at her. Sean, I have sinned against you and God. I'm not going to make excuses for you. I gave myself a sop when I convinced myself that everything was fine. I lied to myself and to you and to God. I cheated. I broke my marriage vows. I betrayed the person I love more than anything in the world. I deserve to be punished. I think you'll probably agree with what I just said. Sean nodded again. The question is punishment. Is divorce too much of a punishment? Is a second chance too much? Please imagine a scale of justice. As for divorce, put the weight of my adultery on these scales. This causes the negative side to go down. Is there anything else you want to put on the negative side? Were there other reasons why I was not a good wife to you? Besides having a lover, have I ever disrespected you in our marriage? Has anyone ever come to you with negative words about my behavior or tried to tell you that I talked bad behind my back? Have I ever refused you sex, even when I was having an affair? Did you ever doubt my love for you until you found out about me and James? Sean shook his head. Sean, is there anything you can mention about me that might go on the positive side of the scale, the side that might give me a second chance? No. You were the most perfect person I have ever known. That's why your betrayal hurts so much. It was difficult for him not to cry. Sean, honey, you were everything I needed. The problem was that I convinced myself that I wanted more and deserved it. What about our family life? Did I do anything wrong? Laura, you have become not only my wife, but also my best friend. I wanted to hear about your day when I came home. You seemed to want to hear about mine. I never, ever checked on you when I was on business trips. We loved each other too much, or so it seemed to me. I know it's hard to believe any promises I make after breaking our marriage vows, but I swear on the lives of our unborn children that I will never betray you again. Please give me a second chance. I will agree for my lawyer to hold on to the divorce papers we just signed on one condition. If you agree to testify against James in Donna's divorce. What will I testify about? James challenged the photos of you and him leaving the motel room as evidence that you had sex with him. From a legal perspective, he's probably right. You would testify that you had sex with him. So you lied when you said you had a video of us having sex. Well now, there's nothing we can do about it. Sean, I have no problem telling the truth about this affair. Of course we had sex in a motel room. I'm sorry I jeopardized 2 marriages, but I won't lie to save James from punishment. He's not worth lying for. He and I both deserve punishment. I just wish this wasn't a scam. Thank you. I'll tell my lawyer. Sean, what does this mean about our life agreement? Will you let me go back to the house? Donna lives there now. We'll have to wait. I don't want to kick her out until she has a place, but I will tell Donna. Donna wasn't as pleased with the news as Sean expected, but she still forced herself to smile and said, thank you. When James heard that Laura was willing to testify that they had sex at the motel, he capitulated. He was surprised that Donna agreed to pay off his car loan and credit card to compensate him for the loss of his half equity in their home. In the current housing market, selling their home would barely cover the loan and seller's fees. Alimony was not included in the marriage contract. Sean was puzzled that Donna was so lenient and asked her about it. His betrayal hurt me more than anything ever. Then I looked at you. You were seriously injured, but you couldn't be vengeful towards Laura. The justice scale made me change my mind. James and I had a mostly positive marriage before our affair. I feel much better after the divorce than if I had taken more violent revenge. Thank you, Sean, for everything. She hugged him and kissed him passionately. Sean was surprised. The kiss warmed him and challenged his idea that Donna was not the woman he should be interested in sexually or romantically. I'm sorry, Sean, but you're so important to me. At times, it kills me that I can't show you how much I care about you. I hope you forgive me. Forgive you? I wanted to rip your clothes off. So you want to try again? More than anything else, the problem is that I'm trying to figure out if I can give Laura a second chance. How can I do this if we are having an affair? First of all, if we date, it won't be an affair. We are both now legally released from our marriage vows. Secondly, who says you can't give me a first chance at the same time you give Laura a second? Sean's logic and libido vied for control of parts of his body. I need time to think. I'll go to bed, alone, and see if I can fall asleep. Donna knocked on the open door. She was wearing a nightgown, which became transparent in the light of the corridor. Sean, can I sleep next to you tonight? I have problems sleeping. I promise to be good, please. Even though he knew it was a bad idea, he gave in. Okay, if you promise. She slid into bed next to him and placed her hand on his chest and her leg on his leg. Donna kissed his cheek. Thank you. James resigned himself and walked away. They sent him a copy of the divorce decree. There was no further contact with him. Sean had an active social schedule. He enjoyed meeting Laura and began to remember what attracted him to her in the first place. She didn't put any pressure on him, but she made it. Donna had no intention of moving, even though James had left the home he shared with her. Months passed. Laura felt better, especially after finding out that Donna had moved out. She was disappointed that Sean never welcomed her to their old house. Now they hugged and kissed, but there was no sex. She hoped he remembered their time in bed. Much of their time together was spent reliving good memories of their courtship and marriage. They never discussed her affair. There was a 2-week break before Sean and Laura met again. Laura was sure that he was going to announce his decision. She felt she had reason to be optimistic. She sat down at the table in the conference room. Sean was there, but so was Donna. Laura sat holding back tears. Laura, I wanted you both here because I'm constantly moving between you both mentally and physically. I've come to a decision. Laura, I was able to forgive you. Our last time together reminded me of the reason I fell in love with you and how great it was to be married to you before you cheated. The problem is that I can't forget. While I myself may be willing to risk having you remain my wife, I cannot risk the mother of my children being unreliable. As bad as it would be for us without children involved, it makes me physically sick to think about what it would be like if we had children. I made this decision a couple of months ago. Since then, I have been working on a new divorce agreement. I want to give you a chance to support yourself so you can prepare yourself for how to move on with your life. I have sent your lawyer new settlement terms that are much more favorable to you than the previous ones. I wish you all the best, Laura. I really want this. Sean and Donna got up to leave. Sean, can't you? Her ability to speak left her when she saw the slight bulge of Donna's belly. She knew she had lost what she wanted most. Subscribe to our channel so that your second chaff doesn't cheat on you, and go ahead and listen to the next story, because this story is nothing compared to the next one. If you're under 18, don't even think about listening to the next one.